Okay, and we are live. I can take this starting soon away and the stream theme. There, enjoy the black screen, everybody. Um, so tonight we've got the Ackk brothers back, as,
Yes.
as well as Hellkrai, who was
Oh,
here last week, and we're gonna have another mystery guest in about probably 20 minutes, who's another part of Ackk. Um,
very exciting. We're gonna
yeah,
have the Ackk sisters tonight.
that's right. And
Yeah, I missed my chance to say hello.
oh yeah, hey Brian. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and dig right into this again, starting the game. And I do want to say just real quick, thank you to everybody who watched last week. That actually got me to the 50 subscriber or followers, not subscribers. That would be nice too, but
That's awesome.
50 followers that I needed to help me get to affiliate. Which I mean, I'm not aiming for it, but if I get it, I'll take it. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
Sounds
Absolutely.
great. Yeah, we just tweeted out the link to the stream as well. So
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
apparently, I'm a little quiet. Let me see if I can figure out how to fix this because I am using my special gamer headset. You'd think that these things would be fine-tuned for
Epic Gaming.
For epic
What about
gaming.
this? Is this better?
No, that's I think it's worse. That's a bit more muffled.
What about this?
Kind of sound like one of those angry Xbox message calls, you know, screaming at 12-year-olds on Call of Duty kind of calls.
Okay, I'm gonna grab my laptop because I imagine that's not gonna have this problem.
Whatever you used last week was wonderful.
Yeah, it was my laptop. Okay, I will BRB as the kids said.
Man, that is irony at its finest. It's a music
So
guy.
last time
Laptop
we
is the
were,
best mic they have.
we're at the end of the sewer,
hmm
about to go into the new area.
Now, I do want to ask real quick. This is new content?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's great. I'm excited. I guess I can just drop down. Yeah. Sure, we'll just fight this guy. And in before, you know, way under leveled for secret boss fights or something. No, just more turtles. Okay.
I have returned.
See, that sounds great.
Sick. Praise be to Steve Jobs.
Apple killing it with their mic, huh?
It's weird how my laptop mic is better than my fancy gaming headset.
Right. That's what I was saying a minute ago. It's kind of. Oh,
I'm sure there's probably a way to make it sound good. Maybe.
Probably a lot more work than it's worth, though.
probably. I actually
Probably true.
downloaded Voice Meter for the first time today. I haven't set it up yet, but yeah, I'll probably figure that out later. I've heard good and bad things.
You can set it up with your tree thingy you're supposed to plant that Hellkrai says you have to plant.
What?
Oh yes. So you can grow links.
Yes.
I guess I'm saying this more for the YouTube video for now because I don't see anybody watching. But if you're not familiar with these streams, this is more of like a just sort of hangout kind of thing. So don't expect any super in-depth commentary. But we do get into some pretty interesting discussions here and there, I would say.
I take offense to the fact that you describe our commentary as not in depth. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah,
Mostly mine, though,
fun.
if I'm being honest. I try, I do.
Oh wait, there's
Oh, that was a.
there's a chest behind
Yeah, I
the,
just saw it. Dang it.
I figured I would tell someone in case no one ever saw it.
Yeah, we have fun here. We have fun here.
Do we?
Sure, we'll beat down. What is her beat down again? Oh yeah.
Normally I feel like people can just leave whatever chest alone. They don't want to touch.
I forgot I changed her keytar. Damn. I wonder if that would have killed.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah,
I'll
we-
post this in the Superbond Discord.
Oh, good idea.
I'm
I
getting-
got my good friends Boat, my good friends Vince94.
Thank you so
Great.
much for that. Andrew is a better streamer than I am. This is just it's a fact. So yeah, what's up, Vince? What's up, Boat with Legs? Like the atmosphere here. It's pretty lighthearted stuff.
You gotta like the name Boat with Legs. It paints a picture.
Yeah, it's Dolly-esque.
It's a beautiful picture in my head. I'm getting better at this minigame. I actually really like this one.
I like how all of Brian's minigame ideas that are the best all come from Super Mario Brothers 2, like imagery. Like the
Yeah.
the Vela minigame where you throw the bass amp is just Mario Brothers 2. That's very Mario Brothers 2 feeling, and I guess
I like something about that game.
I love that game. Underrated.
Yeah, it is underrated. Everyone's like, it's not Mario. Okay.
Technically, it's not, but it might as well be. Because nobody remembers Doki Doki Panic, but they do remember Super Mario Advance. I mean, you know, let's be honest.
I mean, what's in a name? Come on.
If there's no Mario, I don't want it. That's all I have to say about that. God, I was listening. I was listening to the Dick Show a while back, and he went on this
What's that?
tangent.
I've never heard of that before. I'm not familiar.
What? What's that shit? Yeah, it's just this weird shit. This strange guy, I don't know. But he has these weird opinions like Super Mario 64 is not even a Mario game. Like, what? What are you talking about?
Oh, that's a bad opinion.
I was like, what
I've
do you...
heard that from people before.
Oh,
you
I can jump.
You can jump by pressing the A button. It's a new feature.
Yeah, I was about to ask, is that... Can you do that anywhere else? I don't think you can. So, I mean, maybe now.
Yeah,
Something
get to.
similar. There's like a forest in the game. I don't think it's accessible. It might be accessible under one rare circumstance. I don't know if anyone's ever seen. But
Star Tropics 3 confirmed. You better share a link or something for that, buddy. Oh,
Yeah, it seems.
the mechanic was actually remade. It was an idea that we had for Alex to be able to jump, but I basically made it like better.
Yeah, it was like it looks like you just kind of like move him up and then he
The
falls.
the old feature was like kind of cut because it was buggy, but now it's more robust, so less likely to be buggy. Although there was one issue that someone found with it that I had to patch, where they would fall through the floor under certain circumstances depending on their computer hardware. Fun stuff like that.
I suck at this minigame. Don't laugh at me. Oh god. They're so fast.
The trick is to get them all stuck on each other.
I would give you advice, but when I watch the stream, like, it's already too late.
Did I at least kill the weak one?
You at least got 4.
I at least killed that one.
damage.
I'm so bad at that one. I know what you guys
You
are
can
going for
slow
too,
down
like the
time,
Galaga
even though
style.
you can't see the time energy.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot I could do that. Because I never do it.
What I actually find for that one is to slow down time just until you can hit the first one and then stop. And then you just got to keep up a rhythm in order to keep...
To stun lock him, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's the key.
I'll usually end up going to one side. That way it's easier to kind of see where they're coming from.
Boat with Legs says, I like this OOT ass jumping. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of fair. That's kind of how jumping works in OOT.
I mean, you just kind of run at the ledge in OOT, but you know, same thing, I guess.
How cool was it the first time you played Majora's Mask and Link does the instead?
And then never does it again.
Such an
Oh,
alpha
that is
move.
so good.
That's how you
Majora's
know he
Mask,
went
man.
from being-
You can always tell in Zelda when Link's like the seasoned adventurer because he can do the flip. Like in A Link to the Past, he doesn't do the flip. And then if we're assuming that it's the same Link in Link's Awakening, he all of a sudden can do the flip when he jumps.
Oh, Vince,
Something to think about.
don't feel bad about not finishing that. I have a confession to make. I've never beaten A Link to the Past, and I just started the playthrough I'm going to beat last night. So
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys.
I mean, gatekeeping is silly, so you know we accept you.
But there are some very
Is this a
important
safe
gates
space?
to keep, and
Yes,
I will.
I agree with you on that. I do agree with you on that.
There's some of,
I'm just being polite here.
so if you're gonna play YiiK or Y2K, sorry, you have to beat Earthbound at least once.
Nah, that's not true. That's a gate I want to destroy.
Okay, okay. No,
You
it
don't
it,
have to
it
go
is
down.
good to at least I'm not saying you have to play it, but it's good to play Earthbound to kind of get some of the inspirations and stuff.
It's good to have played video games before.
Yeah.
Though I'll be the first to say this, and feel free to disagree. Earthbound has some trash mechanics, but it's
I
such
think
a
it has
good
some of the
story.
coolest mechanics. Though.
No, it has some really cool ones, but like the inventory system, I'm not a fan of.
I like limited inventories in RPGs, but like I don't know.
That one
more
in
unique system
particular
that way.
is very limited, though. That was kind of my issue.
I like the one in Golden Sun if I had to pick.
Okay,
Hot take: you guys use the inventory in RPGs.
who, what,
Nice.
where, why?
There you go. I like that.
Jump down.
That's the only answer.
Wrong Soul Requiem, starring DC Doug. Oh, okay, that's cool. Is that what's this? Is that just like a aesthetic?
No,
I can't
So-
grab that.
it's gonna be important. Gotta get the silver first.
I want to grab it. Damn it.
I think Earthbound is like a Dragon Quest parody, and I think that's why it has a lot of the mechanics that it has.
I think you're right, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't Itoi say something
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the way that everything about it is. And I think that's charming. It's Dragon Quest, but instead of being like, knights and dragons and stuff, it's normal, everyday kids.
That's
Yeah.
kind of what's funny about that and Pokemon is they're both very Dragon Quest inspired.
That's very true.
Yeah, I could be wrong
Was
about
Dragon
this, but
Quest Monsters out before Pokemon, or was that a reaction to Pokemon?
I think it was a
Let me
reaction.
look it up.
But yeah, double check
I'd
on
be
that one.
very curious,
Can
because I actually don't know.
Is that it here, I guess?
And that's usually the kind of thing I know, so.
What? Alex looked inside. Oh. You mentioned silver a second ago.
There you
Yeah,
found it.
it's what the shopkeeper asked for.
Wow. He's vaulting everywhere. It's great. Look how athletic he is.
It came out in 1998.
Yeah, I think that's after.
Really close.
That's very close.
I want to say
They
that's
might have
after.
been like in development at the same time, but I do think Pokemon edges it out.
Very interesting.
Yeah, Earthbound Beginnings. That's another game I'd like to get around to beating.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I'd beaten that game yet, but I really like how paranormal that one feels compared to Earthbound.
I did watch. I don't know if anyone's heard of a YouTuber named Steven Plays. He's like a big Earthbound fanatic, and he did a let's play of that, and it was pretty good from what I saw. Just haven't gotten around to actually playing it myself. Turn the battle speed all the way up to make. In
Yes.
this or in that? Can you do that in
Oh,
this?
in that, not this. Though you can hold the R2 button or whatever your controller is to fast forward battles in Y2K.
Right.
Yeah, I like using that a lot. It's also a fun challenge to try to hit mini games.
Oh, I thought it would use time energy or something if I did that.
It doesn't use time energy because it makes the game harder. In a way.
Yeah, I
But
should
it
have
also
figured
lets
that.
you skip a lot of stuff you don't want to deal with, so I didn't want to punish that.
Yeah, like that.
I would make it go even faster, but I would need it to be stable, unfortunately.
Did anybody notice anything about the battle background in this location?
It's somber and purple. It makes me sad. Is that accurate or?
I mean, that definitely is true. I think.
I mean,
but-
there are definitely things to notice about it. That's what I would say.
Well, let's see.
I also
There's
liked making this background.
cars, what look to be like, I'm just gonna guess alpaca statues. I could be wrong. Castles, bunch of stuff in the background there.
Yeast.
Feel
Yeah,
like
I
it-
mean, like, golden alpaca are indigenous to car crashes.
True.
Also
That is
true.
canon.
This feels very title screen. Oh, yeah, that could be maybe a reference there.
I like the ground.
I would say that the title screen and this battle background both take place in the same physical space. Or maybe it's more appropriate to say the same metaphysical space.
Man.
It's gonna open a can of worms there with that.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about it. I don't know what to make of that
Ground over
comment.
there in the corner, too.
There aren't specifically any car crashes in this game, but you can definitely make the cars crash in this game.
Yeah, but in the original Y2K prototype, car crashes create golden alpacas.
Yeah.
Really?
There is one car crash that's talked about.
That is true.
Oh, you know what? I forgot. Look at me.
Why don't you fill us in?
And this is why he's the unofficial lore master.
In Onism, if you read through it, Rory posts about a car crash that involved him and his dad. And it even tells you that Rory has a scar across his forehead, and that's why he grows his hair out.
Oh.
And what follows Rory around? That's indigenous to a car crash.
Indigenous to a car crash?
Yeah.
PTSD?
Well, golden alpaca, but you can call it PTSD. Some overlap there.
You guys really went hard on Rory for this. I see. I can't wait to see what else came out of this too. A lot of development, I would say.
It's interesting, sort of like the way that character development works in this game, kind of
I mean,
because a lot of character developments that's there is filtered from the fact that Alex is not talking about his characters. You don't get to see their perspective on a lot of situations.
I'm guessing
So a
that's
lot
the
of it
big
is
point here.
implied.
Yeah,
Alex,
and
selfish director or cameraman, I guess.
You mean like from the alpaca cutscene? That was trippy. It was, I didn't really know what to make of the way Alex was acting in that, because he kind of had that blank look, you know. But I did notice like the camera, the studio set and all that.
Yeah, particularly with the green screen.
Right, and I didn't really make
associated-
the ego connection until you told me about it. But that makes sense, yeah.
Vince has a good point. Alex is the true lore master.
Because he makes the lore. Yeah. Chicken finger platter. Now we're there. Now we
I
yicking.
saw somebody talking about chicken fingers. They're like, chickens don't have fingers.
The
It's
hell
like-
they don't.
What am I eating then?
Say, what am I eating then?
I was like, you can't put two and two together to think that like it came from chicken finger food, and then they just dropped the food part of it.
That's why I have to say tenders for people like that.
Yeah.
Does the temperature danger zone not exist in this universe? Well, I can't speak for this, but maybe he can. Okay,
I have
this
to
is
consult with Interdimensional Bazaar Esquire, my counsel, to find out. Give me a second.
See, I was just gonna guess that the YiiK universe is always at a comfortable 74 degrees.
I would say it definitely changes depending on the season.
Oh, I mean, like,
What
you
is
know,
that?
Have to wear a coat.
What the hell is
the
that?
food. Oh, that thing.
Yeah, that thing.
Oh, don't worry about that thing. The thing's harmless.
That's normal.
I-
Debatable.
I need to get up there.
I see those all the time.
Looks like something out of a horror game.
No, it's just a VHS player.
Yeah.
I think YiiK is a horror game. It's the nightmare I live in.
It's not a horror game.
Okay, I'm gonna guess I
If you
can't.
ever want a hint, let me know.
I'm gonna go here first and then come back. Okay. That was alright. VHS. Proto fan. Bye. So this
My people need me.
this, this looks like maybe the proto throne room. Lots of protos in this game. Uh-oh. My Alexes need me.
You
And-
just take a nap.
Does this take us into that story bit with the god or whatever?
Yes.
Okay. So that was just a little bit of extra. Okay. I like it.
Yeah, you know, the other part of the game was, we always felt it was low quality, so instead of trying to fix it, we just replaced it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The like the weird sort of
Flipping.
yeah,
and you
that
got
thing.
all the empty and busy work. Yeah, both legs. Oh, he totally took off like the proto woman in the hotel. Yes, that is
Yes.
in fact same.
That's her boyfriend.
Love the eyes. It is so crazy how they're situated because every angle makes them look different.
It's impossible to suffer without making someone pay for it. Not at my job.
Highly underrated scene.
Yeah, this is one of the cooler scenes in the game, to be honest. This is some deep stuff. The most depressing thing about depression is how depressing it is to be around kids who are depressed. Well, ain't that the truth?
I also like how that's the only one that refers to you.
Never noticed that.
The others just kind of talk to you about what they're doing,
Then again, I'm probably
their problems.
the only guy on the Yicord who has played the game like one time.
Oh, to answer Purple Com's question of, speaking of Proto Woman, will we ever learn more about her or that lady outside of the factory hotel? You know more about her than you think you do, but yes, you will learn more about her. She is featured prominently in 1.5.
I also love the designs for all of these entities. Where this one's like a broken polygon man, then you have the pixel one down there.
It's the 1-bit one.
Yeah.
It's the original one.
Mm.
So when you say that you know more about her than you think you do, is it like you know more about Alex than you think you do kind of statement or something else?
Yeah, but there's
There's a lot of stuff with her that you have already seen, but you don't know you have seen it.
yeah, that's true.
Okay.
That's a good way of thinking about it.
Low poly stuff in this game is all super cool, especially like how the entity pulsates deconstructing the way to the tower. Oh god, we're still here.
You come back here and it was like, was that all a dream? What the fuck just happened?
That's what it feels like right now.
We should be getting Bridget soon.
It'd be interesting to kind of hear her
Really didn't
perspective
seem-
on some of this stuff.
It will be interesting. I actually have no idea what she thinks. We haven't talked about the
Any of that
like
stuff.
the game since we were working on it. I'm curious to see if she's gonna have any memories from working on it, anything that stood out to her.
So for those who don't know, Bridget did the promotional art and the character portraits.
Yeah, the characters who are talking right now on screen are drawn by Bridget.
Yeah.
Ryan designed them first as 3D models, and then Bridget drew the versions that you see here.
Well,
Might I
she
say they
drew
look very good.
different versions, and then redrew these versions.
Oh, well,
Oh, that's true.
we should talk about. We should wait for her to discuss
Yeah,
that.
yeah. You gotta tease it a little bit. Tease it a little bit. Get people interested.
I love that angry Vela stance.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Stella definitely has some of the best poses.
Yeah.
I love the one with the X's on her eyes.
Oh yeah.
Well, speaking of art, I might have finally gotten some art help with our game. Finally.
Oh, that's awesome.
I need it, because I can only do so much.
Also, this room looks familiar, doesn't it?
It's another throne room.
Another throne room?
Now, I don't know if it's the same. It's probably not the same person's throne room, but there's also a lot of Alex's here.
It's got. Looks like it has curtains.
Yeah, where else do we see curtains? Interesting.
I want to say Mine Dungeon.
We do see him in the mine dungeon. Yeah, it's true.
Is this a connection to Alex's Mine Dungeon? That would make sense since he's sitting there yelling at himself.
Yeah. First, who did Alex say? Why did you say that's him originally?
Yeah, we didn't change any of the lines.
Yeah,
there,
I
so-
don't remember changing that. Or rather, there was no other version of this dialogue than what's in the game currently. We
Also-
never
That's a
patched
good way to say it.
Sorry to anybody watching that I'm skipping through a lot of the text for a couple of reasons. But the main reason is I don't want to keep these guys any longer than I have to.
Yeah. Plus, like, go play the game.
Yeah, and go play the game as well. But there's stuff like the alpaca scene and things like new stuff I want to show off.
I like this comment a lot. The color scheme also feels like his mine dungeon, although I'm curious about when exactly that scene takes place since there's no phone or whatever. It's an interesting observation. I like
Yeah.
that one.
I think a lot of people get concerned about wins.
Well, don't you get into Essentia's Mine Dungeon via Soul Space? Like I don't think you have to have
When
a
we get to
phone,
that
but
cutscene, that's going to be an interesting observation. I keep pointing out in the X score over and over again.
Don't blame that on me. He's the one who lied to us. Dude,
There's something really interesting about that scene.
the big mouth. The imagery, at least.
Yeah, if that was back when Brian was planning on starting a war Patreon.
Essentia bought a cell phone. That's how she did it. I don't remember how you get into Vela's Mine Dungeon though. It's been a while.
You ask nicely.
Do what?
Not untrue.
What'd you say, Hellkrai?
I said you ask nicely.
Oh. Maybe that's why I don't remember. It's very uneventful. You get consent.
Yeah.
maybe he didn't deserve that abuse.
Is it okay if I talk about something from the illustrated story, or is it too spoilery? Is that released?
Yeah, it's out.
That's Ack's call. I don't.
Yeah, I say go for it. I'd love to talk about that.
I mean, the game's been out for 2 years, right? So
Yeah, you said 2 years. Yeah, the
I think
illustrated story came out like a month ago.
I think I think spoiler is kind of like it's fine. If you
And we have Bridget. Hey, Bridget.
hello, I think
Hey,
her
Bridget.
Can't
mic might be not working
hear
too
Bridget,
well.
but I think that
She's
she
typing.
may have not.
Okay, I
Oh,
see
there.
her little icon there, so she's in, and she's gone.
She says 1 sec.
It's having the same
I
issue
swear
Andrew
she's
was
real.
having. She's really real.
Hey, can we
Hello?
hear you, Bridget?
Can you?
Hello. Yes.
Hey,
Hi! Yay!
so
So I'll introduce Bridget since I know her so well. Bridget
go for it.
is me and Brian's sister. She did the promotional art and the cutscene portrait art. So she drew Alex's mom here, and she drew Alex and every character who pops up on the screen to talk. So if you've ever had anything you want to know about those drawings, feel free to ask in the chat. Bridget, how are you doing?
I'm good. Hyped up on caffeine and a little
Excellent.
shy. So
Is he a little shy? Yeah, don't feel too shy here. We're
It's a
just
good way to
we're just
be.
hanging out and goofing off.
I'm a
And
cat person. You look like a cat on my end, so.
oh, that's my profile picture on Discord. Yeah, that's the Don Piano cat. Really old meme. Nice meeting you. I've been uh
Nice to meet you.
I've been doing shows with Brian and Andrew on and off for a couple years now. They've been gracious enough to bless me with their presence.
Very nice.
Yeah. Um, is there anything that you wanted to say about this artwork, by the way? It's and just right off the bat, I haven't got to tell you myself. Really good job.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. How long ago did we make this game, guys? I don't even know anymore.
I
I
think
feel like I blacked out like the past few years.
I think it came out about 2 years ago,
yeah, but
and then we worked
started
on it well before.
2015.
Long time ago is when it got started. That's for sure.
Yeah,
When I look at it, all I want to do is redraw it. To be totally honest, not that I don't like it. I think in a way like it has its look now because I'm so used to like seeing it and associating it with the game. But I would love to redraw it, especially with some of the new animation stuff I've learned lately. Like I could do these animations so much better. Oh my god.
Couple
The thing
comments.
about art is you're always pushing
Go ahead.
forward.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. I guess
Oh no,
all right.
Yeah.
you can go.
That's kind of the problem with Discord is you don't have any social cues, so you're just constantly stepping over each other. But was Bridget involved with
I
Two
don't know.
Brothers to an extent? And the
Yeah,
style.
Bridget did.
Go
There
ahead.
was that magazine cover and a couple of posters that Bridget had done, as well as the box art.
On the prequel comic too.
Oh, that's true. I
Yeah,
forgot about the
we
comic.
had this really cool prequel comic that we did for Kickstarter. It was basically like a episode of Doctor Who when I was writing it. That's what I was thinking about, and some of that I think kind of came across.
I could
Uh,
kind of see that.
I wonder if we still have that. Let me check to see if I can
Me
find it.
too. I have it on my website.
The whole thing.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, cool.
Think
How do
so.
can you get to your website? Like, what's the?
Yeah. Let me see. I think I can download it and drop it in Discord. Let me see.
I was gonna say, if you guys wanted to, maybe you could, because I know you want Chromophore to be, I think you said you wanted it to be free. Maybe you could just bundle that in.
Yeah, I actually found it. I'm just gonna share this directly into the chat on Twitch.
Oh yeah,
Sure,
nice.
I'd
You
love to
found
see it again.
This is so nostalgic looking back on this.
In fact, I was just playing that game today because
Should I
somebody
share?
had sent
Well,
me a
I guess
message.
you
They
said it's
were
in.
unsure of where to go, so I had to
Yeah.
like load their save file.
Oh, here's another question. It mentioned Yuzu. Is he also going to play a bigger role? I was always intrigued by him. Yes.
Thank God.
Anyone in the Y2K game that you wanted to see more of, you're going to see more of, and anyone you wanted to see less of, you're going to see less of. I'll put it that way.
He really listened to all that stuff. They really listened.
So my favorite NPC, the grandpa who gets lost. I'm gonna see more of that character.
Well, what's crazy is that is actually Claudio in a parallel reality. So, yes.
So I'm just gonna share this real
What?
quick on like, cause this all gets put on YouTube, so I'm just doing this for the sake of that.
Okay, cool. Do you want to scroll through a bit so we can see some of the art?
Yeah, I gotta fix the size here. Hold on. I promise I'm a professional. Definitely. Transition. What?
Whoa.
Whoa! So somebody just like made my Google start looking for car rentals. I don't know why that happened.
That's funny.
They're always listening.
This is actually really good looking. This looks like a professional comic because it is.
This is very, very old.
Oh my god, it's so old.
That's
Is there a
crazy,
year-
One
man.
of the first things I did after I graduated, technically.
It looks
Wow.
really good.
Graduated college.
Man, that's so crazy because I had Andrew on the now defunct Dak Talk podcast, and this is I think we talked about Two Brothers a little bit before we got into like the YiiK traversy, as it were. Um, and just hearing his story, I didn't really get to hear anybody else's because we were kind of there to just talk about all the controversy and stuff. But just hearing kind of like how he got here was so interesting, and you guys really put a lot of work into this and a lot of love into this. You can see it.
a
So,
lot of sweat and tears went into that.
right, absolutely, I can imagine.
Sweat, tears, and long nights.
All right, so
Maybe
yeah,
someday I'll get to do like a little Y2K comic. That was something I never got to do. Maybe like a couple pages.
It would be so cool if, like, and I don't know if it's realistic in terms of the timeline, but if you could do something for 1.5 for the physical release.
When does that come out? What's the
I mean,
deadline for getting stuff made?
Well, let me write it in the chat here. I'm not gonna say it.
Oh, word.
That's weird. I had to transition for the comic, but I didn't have to transition for YiiK. This game really does exist in multiple realities. It doesn't
No,
care.
that's not impossible.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll see. When you see the designs for the new characters, I think you might be inspired. So
I mean, honestly, I'm watching the live stream last week of that cutscene, which I know you had sent to me, but with the golden alpaca, that was just, it's just so beautiful.
I'm glad you liked it.
I can watch that over and over again. You killed it.
Yeah, it was really good.
It's amazing.
And apologies for talking over it like a doof.
You didn't
Oh my
love it that much.
Yeah,
You were
it
fine.
wasn't a bunch, but
It was very entertaining. I was watching. You guys did great.
halfway through I was like, yeah, I'm the only guy talking. I should probably shut up.
Well, it's your show. Obviously, you're gonna be the guy talking.
No. You have
yeah,
to.
you should try screaming more. A lot of streamers have success with screaming randomly.
I'm not
Yeah,
Markiplier.
For other people.
Oh. No.
You need the sound effects whenever someone subscribes.
Dude,
Maybe we should
I
try making
I
big
have
streams.
thought about getting
Like,
a soundboard and just having like random stuff on there.
Do it.
Soundboards are fun. I
Get
think I
the
have
Napoleon Dynamite soundboard.
to vote for Pedro and why is my hair hot? Like stuff like that.
Bridget,
Gosh.
Bridget, memories from
Oh, I'm a tad loud. I'm sorry. Thanks for telling me though.
Do I have any memories from what?
From working on the game,
What
like
I missed?
any days that like stand out to you, or any events while we were working on it, just so we can come up with some interesting stuff to tell people about.
Okay, thinking. Um, I've been looking. I've been okay. Wait. So, like, true story. I've been combing through my memories lately, and I've realized that my memory is horrible, and that when I think of events, like, it's just like an event that happened. So, like, we made that game, and I remember the office space and things that happened in it, but I have like no recollection of like for all I know, it's all one day. I'm hoping that someday I can actually like fix this. But I do remember the first day. I remember like moving in the office gear. And so have you told people like what our office looked like?
You shared a
No,
video,
That's
you
right?
did
pretty
post a picture.
interesting. Like going into the office, it was like that big factory building, and with the terrifying elevator that you can see
Oh yeah, it
things
was like a
through.
open freight elevator.
You guys in
Yeah.
elevators.
So scary.
So basically, we needed a place for us all to work out of, and New Jersey is very expensive,
Hmm.
and most of the places were going to be like $1,800 a month for rent, which would quickly eat away at our budget. We found this factory that the factory hotel is actually modeled after. And it was called the Factory Hotel because there were a lot of times where me and Brian were sleeping at the office to work on the game.
Oh, yeah, that
And
makes sense.
we were calling it the Factory Hotel as like a joke. And I'm like, hey, what if we call that, the name the first dungeon that? And it was weird because there was like a shipping company that was run out of there, and we would like see like these very nice but very blue collar trucker types who were very confused about what we did. They were very, very, very confused. They're like, "You guys repair video
Very
game
friendly.
consoles?" We're like, "No, no, we make video games." And they're like, "For like the Nintendo?" It was very, very, very weird. But it was this gigantic open space with like exposed brick walls and like 40 feet tall ceilings, and it got very cold that they had to like install this really weird heater, very, very strange heater that was like suspended from the rafters that like blew hot air at us, and it looked very
Yeah.
dangerous, and like
Yeah, it was cold in the winter, hot in the summer.
yeah, it was brutal.
But at the same time, like thinking back on that, like it was the dream. It was awesome at the time. Like you guys made it look really, really cool. For what it was, and it was. You know what day I do remember? I remember watching. Was it E3 or was it just a Nintendo conference? I don't remember. But we like had put it on the TV and we like gathered around, all of us, and we like watched it during work hours and lunch. That was
Oh
fun.
yeah, we did do that.
All right.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And just like anytime the voice actors were in the building was really cool because it was so entertaining to hear them work. Even though they were in the sound booth and you couldn't really hear it, but every once in a while when they'd get like just a little bit loud and you'd be like, "Oh, what's that?"
Someone dropped an F-bomb. Whoa.
Yeah, the best days were when the voice actors were there because they were just so funny and charismatic that it was just like
Yeah, it was entertaining getting to know them, and you just like going out to to the pizza place right next door and like grabbing a slice with them,
oh yeah,
and
actually
everyone was just like so passionate about working
Oh
on
yeah,
the
we used to
game.
go on walks occasionally too. I remember around
yeah,
those
'cause if
times.
we were trying to like come up with ideas, walking was usually where me and Brian did our best work. I'm gonna post a picture into the this is the office space. That's Ian in the photo. It was the only photo I had that showed the walls.
Oh yes.
Yeah, yeah.
You've got the two brothers poster in the background.
Yeah,
Just for
my
the
desk
sake of it,
was
I'll go ahead and show it.
was the my desk is by the blue door.
I wonder how much lead was in the paint on those walls.
Oh, I'm sure there was no way that was a healthy location to work.
Oh God.
Where did you put it? I don't even see it.
Well, I
It's
can.
in the
I'm showing it on the
stream.
stream now.
If you're watching on Twitch,
Oh, I minused down the window. How silly of me. There you go.
OBS Y.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
Oh my God.
That
You're so
looks.
young in these photos. Oh my god.
I love that you can just see Alex's house in that photo too.
That's spooky.
So good.
Let's see. Maybe I can zoom in a
I feel
little bit.
like most of the time I was just like riddled with anxiety in a way that I was just gonna like. Can we curse on here? I don't know. That I was gonna f it up
You
somehow.
you can curse. I just try my best not to personally, but that's just me.
I
I just
posted another
like
picture.
I was just so afraid I was
That's
I
gonna mess
shared
it
it.
up.
I
I
shared
didn't
it.
want to be the one person that like completely screwed up the game. I was like, this is a lot of pressure. I know I'm family and they're gonna love me no matter what, but like what if I just ruin everything?
It's like they'll love me, but no one else will, and it won't be fair.
Exactly. Or like
uh,
yeah, just a lot of like, I'm not good enough to do this. Holy crap, how am I doing this?
well,
But at the same time, it was like a dream job as well. So
as I've been writing this like demo script for the thing we're working on, that's constantly going through my head.
Yeah, I think that goes through everyone's head. You just have to follow the other part that's like, oh no, I've got this. That's totally fine. I'm capable of doing this insane thing.
I
yeah,
would
finding that
almost.
balance of like panic
Yeah,
that you're not good enough, so that you always strive to do better, but like not so
right.
panicked
And then
that you
intense
freeze and
hubris
can't
that,
work.
yeah.
Oh, and I saw a purple comment say they've always wanted to break through into game design. Uh, it can. It's almost always a very slow process. Take it from me and take it from them. It's very slow and taxing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I kind of did what I could, and I've kind of put down my part of the project, and I'm just praying and having faith that the other people have their parts, because we're having to do this over the internet.
I love that this is the only time that the TV is on.
Wait a minute.
It looks
Yeah.
so cool. It's such a great like use of the light.
And you're actually going to see another change soon. Just a little minor one.
I just have to say to you guys, like, you have no idea how talented Brian really is because you haven't actually watched him work. Brian, you really need to do like a live stream or something when you're 3D modeling because like the
Hey,
stuff you do is just insane. It's so much fun. That's something I miss is just like standing behind your desk and watching you work
I
because
also
it's
think
Yeah.
just like
I
so.
should. I think I've live streamed like once in my entire life.
I also
It's like
think
Then
working
was it
on.
the Christmas live stream? Yes, Andrew. Sorry.
no, it's fine. Uh, Also, everything in this game is him stuck to an old style. Like, the stuff from 1.5 looks way better than anything in the game, but he's still forced to work in this feel. So, I think when people see something that's not Y2K that he has made, I think it's really going to be striking.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
excited to see that.
It's interesting because I would say Y2K isn't necessarily your style. It's a style that you created for a game, and
that's
your
true.
style is just ever changing.
right.
And
Yeah,
whatever
I think
you
that
mold it and
there's
leave it
an
to.
intangible essence probably
Yes,
because people can
you put
keep
yourself into
saying like,
everything
"Oh,
that
I
you
can
do.
tell that you did this," and I'm like, "Well,
Um,
I sort of see what people are coming." I think style is just like a collection of your biases.
Yeah,
It's like a little mixture of your face and your 5 favorite artists.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly what style is.
Here's a good comment. Between the incredible visuals in Starstruck and the renders in the side story, my eyes have really been open to how talented Brian is.
Well, thank you. I'll take that.
Yes. I just
Yeah.
want people to like watch you work though, because it's so entertaining and not exactly how you think it would go at all.
That's probably true.
You know, and Andrew too. I don't know. One day he just in the way I saw it was like one day he just woke up and was magically like, "Hey, look, I can write music. Isn't this amazing?" And I'm like, "What?" like
You're
you
all
how did you make that up? Like how does that come from your mind? I don't understand.
I
You're
mean,
all-
I got
you're all
into
very
it really
talented.
late, so I see why it looks that way. Like, I didn't start composing until I was like 18, almost 19, and I didn't really play, and I didn't own an instrument until like shortly before then. So like, it was a kind of a random thing that happened, and it definitely alarmed mom and dad when I'm like, "Hey, I'm gonna be a composer."
You're like,
Yeah, because
okay.
it was like all your life, like, oh, programming, like video game design, doing all this stuff, and then one day you pick up music and it's like you're a genius at it, and it's like,
But you know,
what?
music is what I always wanted to do, though. Like, you know, we
I
can
do remember that, and you've
That's
always
true.
loved it.
we could never afford like music lessons or anything, so I was at a disadvantage, and I definitely
You look at an
lived vicariously like through our cousin Christopher, who took music lessons. And as soon as like the technology existed that um, you know, you could notate music, that was the first thing I learned. I learned to notate music and read music before I learned to play an instrument. And I think that that probably helped a lot with composing, because I didn't have any like biases with the way I would hold an instrument or what scales I was comfortable with. So
Mm.
actually, Boat with Legs asks if I'm largely self-taught. I mean, so I majored in music composition, so I do have a formal music education. But all the stuff in order to build a portfolio to get into school for composition is largely self-taught. Yeah, I didn't take any music lessons before college, which is when I majored in music.
Purple comment says, "I'm sorry for asking so many questions. I just get really excited talking about game development." And there's two things I wanted to say to him. First of all, that's incredibly welcome on this stream. Please give us more stuff to respond to. Uh, and two is earlier you mentioned having to restart game design in college like 3 times. And I was gonna say if that's the route you want to go, that's fine. But I don't think you really need college to design games. It's probably
If
helpful, but
this might be irresponsible to say, so take this with like a grain of salt, but if I could do things over again, I think instead of going to college, I would hang out around people that did the thing that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I mean
Like a
that's
lot of those people.
what
Even
I
if it's like a
been doing.
college, like maybe I would like go to like where a college was and make friends with those people, but not go myself necessarily. Because
Hmm.
I think that the contacts and just like bouncing back and forth on people who like doing that stuff as well, I think that that's like the true value of college.
Yeah, I think that's something that's super
Mm.
underrated is being around people that are trying to make the same kind of art as you.
Yeah. That being said, like if you find like
Oh,
if
okay.
you have good teachers, they can definitely cut a lot of years of like aimlessly wandering on the internet. But like just here's a laid out path of exactly what you have to do.
I
Oh,
mean,
and here's a
I would
bunch of pressure because you're going to be graded and you could potentially fail. So I think that that helps as well.
I would actually go as far as to say, as people who want to be like professional game composers or even film composers, um, the only point of those programs is to network. Nobody teaches you how to write music. They'll teach you music theory, and they're going to teach you, you know, the fundamentals of orchestration, and they're going to give you guidance, and they're going to react to your music. But at the end of the day,
Holy shit.
composition is almost entirely self-taught. You would be better off hiring, like, find a famous composer and pay them the amount you'd pay for college to apprentice under them and study and do nothing but write music. And it's the same thing if you wanted to be an instrumentalist. Do that over paying for college. It's such a waste.
I was just saying that to my fiance Chris, how we, like, if we ever have, when we have a kid and they're like, if they wanted to do art, God forbid, please no, I'm gonna be like, no, no, don't go to art school. Like, we're gonna find you a really, really amazing artist, and we're just gonna pay them, and you can like be their protege and follow
Yeah,
them around
just
wherever.
needed
We
an
could do a different
apprenticeship.
one every year. Exactly.
And also, people just have ways of teaching themselves and then passing that on to others that
And
just
it's
Also, that's the
totally
thing.
really
Like,
free.
work.
Like
even when you
people
go to like
online
college,
nowadays.
you're still teaching yourself, but you're doing that on top of a bunch of work that you're forced to do.
Right, sounds great and useful.
For me, it was
Yeah.
the forced time to force me to sit down and draw. Like the school that I went to, we had 10 classes in a week, and each class had homework that was due.
Right. And that
So
can
it was like,
help a lot of people. And it certainly, I'm not going to say it doesn't help, but it's also like very expensive and super stressful.
right.
Oh, yeah.
I paid a lot of money for that accountability. And that's really what it was. Someone to make sure I finished my assignments and force me to draw a lot.
I think, did you do,
Vince94 says shout out to awesome cloud background art, which Bridget did draw.
I think you drew this one, yeah. Most
did
of the
I?
skies,
I can't see
most of the skies you drew, except I think there might be one that might be like a default, like came with Unity.
Was
headset.
that in
Might
the
be
I
fine.
actually completely forgot that I did skyboxes for this.
was that in the open world
That was fun.
area or?
No,
No,
It's some.
Oh,
was in
you
the
fly over when you first enter an area.
Mr. Butt Butt
Those
or
trees are so
Mr.
cute.
Doctor Butt Butt says, "I finally have all the tools at my disposal to work on my game, but I can't just sit down and do it." And I can totally relate to that.
Yeah, that's unfortunately the hardest part.
I
Like you have to be able to work on it even when you don't want to work on it.
right. I have this conversation with somebody the other night, and they were like, "Yeah, I really want to do this thing," and I was like, "You know what you do?
Do it.
You just do it." Well,
Yeah,
yeah, no, you just do it.
It's probably cliched advice, but you could just do it for like a half an hour,
Right.
and then maybe you'll want to do it for a little bit more once you get into it. And if
Oh.
not, it only took a half hour, or maybe 15 minutes if you don't want to bother with a half hour.
I was working on my
Or
script for an hour a
Talk
week,
to your
so
psychiatrist and make sure you don't have ADHD.
Also a good idea.
It's a common theme in your life. Because I recently discovered that. And medication can be really helpful to get you to actually do your work properly.
that is
Yeah,
true.
that's a
Yeah.
great point.
It's actually something I was kind of wanting to look into, but with my job, I'm so tired most of the time. Like I don't know if it's just ADHD or just me not wanting to do anything.
For me, it was like, I've always loved drawing and I love sitting down and drawing, and once I'm actually drawing, like, and I can get into the zone, I can do it, but I was having a really hard time like getting to that point or even sitting down, and I found that I was more exhausted like when I'm not medicated for the ADHD. Like I'm just so tired and like I can't concentrate, I can't focus on things, nothing is interesting to me, but with it I'm able to like own in and like actually clean my house and do things. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's why
Jordan
I
Peterson's for life. Take Adderall.
take Adderall and your life will be fine. Yeah, that's now
I
that
mean,
I
yes,
I
don't
have
wanna
like
say that, but yes.
yeah don't listen to this stream on that.
Don't do drugs unless they're prescribed.
Yes. Yeah, I have weird stints. Like
Or
mostly during the week, I kind of do whatever, just try to make it through the week more or less. And then like Saturday, Sunday, if I slept good enough, I feel good enough to start cleaning the house and stuff. So that's why I don't want to call it ADHD just yet, but can't really know for sure.
I think it's just worth talking to a doctor. Or for me, like I did take a test online that I was like 90. It was a lot of questions, and when I took it, it was like it's 98% likely that you have ADHD. You should talk to your doctor. And I didn't even bring it up to my doctor. My doctor asked me a bunch of questions. Was like, "Sounds like you have ADHD."
Yeah, I
He's
might
like,
need
"No,
that
you
test.
definitely do." And I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah, if you could just send me that link, that'd be great.
Yes, let me see if I can find it. That's a really good one.
Oh, I was reading your comment. Like, wait, what? What are they talking about? Yes, now I understand. Alex would definitely hate Jordan Peterson.
Oh yeah, he'd be like, clean my room, get a job,
Pick up the heaviest thing I can find? No, hell no.
all those things my mom says.
This record is so heavy already. Or the record is symbolism for the heaviest thing he can find and carrying it. Boom.
Maybe he's just really weak, and that is
I think
only his thing.
My fiance made the argument that Mark is a jerk for swiping his friend's tea while he's gone. What say you in Mark's defense? Maybe I'm asking a bit prematurely, but I'm not sure if we'll see here for an hour from now. Oh man, Mark is indefensible. That guy.
Mark is something else.
Something else. Bridget, can you talk about drawing Mark?
He talks about that tea for way too long. That son of a bitch.
He talks about the tea for
He like
a long
talk,
time.
he's like 30 minutes or something. He's like, "Well, you stop, you freaking hippie.
Yo,
Cut it out."
So
$3,000.
when I was drawing Mark, I was thinking, I feel like you told me that you wanted him to kind of look like our dad's old friend.
Yep.
Is that correct? And I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, it was that. And wasn't there a composer as well I was supposed to look at?
It was some guitarist guy I think I had you look at.
Yeah, it was always like, oh, I have
Bon
an idea
Jovi or
for this
something.
character. Here's some like, make it look like this person and this person, and or it would just be Brian
shit.
3D modeled this. Now draw it.
Oh,
I'm reading comments
Uh,
and trying to play the game. Herp, herp.
here's a good question related to that. Is there any of like the before you redid your drawings? Is there any of those that haven't been posted anywhere? Because like I think we've seen all the main characters, but like Mark, if you had an earlier design of him.
I definitely didn't draw Mark before that. I think I mostly just drew the main characters, and there was like some side characters on my website. I can find them.
Right, did I just
I
get
did,
$1,000 from a bat? Holy shit. Sorry.
I'm sure there's definitely stuff that's never been seen before, but it's most likely been deleted.
Yeah, that's always
If
the
it
problem.
wasn't ever put on our Dropbox because it didn't go through to print, then it's probably gone, burned with that old computer that doesn't work anymore.
Oh damn.
Oh, that's the
Wow,
worst. Losing work
it's so
because
funny seeing some of these old drawings.
That's one word for it, Andrew.
of it.
Oh yeah, you had like 3 different styles you tried.
Yeah, I have like
At least you were able to
Well,
take out the
listen,
stuff
this
that you didn't like or anything like that. Not that I don't like the character models, but there's definitely some aspects of them I would change, and I'm just kind of locked into it because all the art's based on them.
I like
yeah.
this is actually pretty cool. I'm gonna paste this into the chat. Maybe we could pull it up on the stream.
Yeah, I'll do that in a second. After this fight.
Ooh.
Or maybe just pull up in the whole Y2K section and we can talk this through.
Nani?
The first artwork, I love that one.
A lot of
So
really
judging
interesting
by
artwork
this,
there.
because I don't remember the order of things, did you do the concept for Claudio before I modeled him?
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I was thinking about that today. I'm pretty sure I drew like a little concept of Claudio and Chandra before you 3D modeled them, but those were like the only two. And you definitely added like a lot of little details that like weren't in the sketch.
Oh! Wow, that was impressive.
Okay, yeah, because that's like one of the
I'm not
rare.
remembering that correctly. Yeah, the rare times where I got to design something a little bit. I would really like to design more in the future.
Design is fun.
I'll have great news for you. Don't you work for Ackk?
Oh yeah, the old shop characters.
Yeah, I think we should look at them individually on the stream when we're done with this battle.
Alright,
Yeah.
let me get that going. It's the Dropbox thing here, or the Bridget? Okay, I see.
I can cheat by going to your website directly. I don't need you.
Oh.
There we go. Alright.
I'm
Wow,
just
this is
sudden
a
urge to play
much...
Wild Arms 1.
Yeah,
I
so
should
let's
definitely
go
beat that
to-
game, but this is very different.
Go to bridgetallenson.com
Oh my gosh.
and then click the Y2K section because we're not getting the full picture here.
Okay. Bridget.
Oh wow.
Man, I even... Full disclosure, just like I told them, I was trying to find any like interviews or anything of her talking, just because I like to hear people talk before I meet them on streams and stuff. And
Did you find any?
I found, I don't
If you
remember
go
what
up,
the
there's the
YouTube channel.
Y2K option.
Thank you. I found like one small YouTube video where you typed "hey" on the phone with your nose.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about at the Garden State Comic Fest.
Right, yeah. I couldn't really find much else on YouTube.
Yeah, that's pretty much all that's there.
Dude,
I
I love
Googled myself as well.
like this particular logo.
So if you click it, it'll get bigger. It'll show the full image.
Yeah, I just really like. I think Final Fantasy did this to me, where I really love these just minimalistic, elegant logos. It's real cool.
Ooh, Andrew, did you make that logo? That simple one? I think you did.
Yeah, I did.
You can't help but wonder, like,
Yeah,
what
I
this game
love
would
how
have
it's
been otherwise.
the
Let,
crest
let,
that's in.
JT, let's start with the first one. Let's do them in order.
Okay.
Yeah.
So up here.
The one before it. Yeah, that one. Click it.
Yeah. So this
Yeah.
was really cool.
That
I need to
was
blow it
like
up
the
somehow.
first artwork made for the game, right?
Can y'all see
Yeah,
that
that
okay
was
on
the big
stream?
poster we had on display when we showed it at PAX
I
the
can't.
first time.
Hold on,
Yep.
let me zoom.
Yeah, so that's how early that scene in the game was planned, and at that point I already knew the context behind it. There was a lot of details that I hadn't quite nailed yet, story-wise, but the general idea of how he got there and what that scene meant was already established in my head.
That's some, like, that'd be hella box art right there.
It is
I
the
should
logo
redraw
currently.
this drawing. I
It
think I'm gonna redo it one of these days.
it is the box art, at least on Switch, but it's done in like the actual game
Yeah.
graphics. As Alex as he is, this is the new logo.
You can press the arrows on the side. Yeah.
Yeah. Was this like another
Nice.
box art idea? Or?
I don't. No, that was
That was
actually
a t-shirt. That was our shirt.
no. That was a postcard.
Oh,
On
this,
the
yeah.
back side, it had like the contact information about the game.
That's wild, man. The style was so different from what we actually ended up getting.
Yeah, it
Yep.
seems a little bit similar to what you had for Two Brothers.
A little bit. A lot more I
It's
guess you'd say
definitely
realistic.
closer to like what I would say like is my natural style, like when I just like draw to draw, like for drawing's sake. And
I
then
wonder
it
if
was
that's still
like,
true.
I think
not
that's
I
exactly.
don't think so. I think
It
your
depends
artwork.
on how I'm drawing.
Oh, these are so weird.
these are a
I
little
know, it's
different.
so
It's like
strange to
uncanny
see it.
valley kind of stuff.
I don't remember these at all, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking maybe I told you to try something like Astro Boy.
Yeah, this was one of the concepts before we got to the final concept. That was like the second set before we got to the. Oh wow, that is so weird. Oh my gosh.
Because it looks like the 3D models, but like elongated.
It's
Right,
it's so
yeah.
Like
weird.
they got stretched.
Look a little
Yeah.
bit bigger.
I actually think that these are more accurate to the 3D models.
Yeah, but probably to the detriment of the design.
Yes, I agree. I think what we landed on was much better.
I think ultimately that's why we landed on it too.
Yeah.
This is Shop Guy. I don't remember you. Or you or you.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've seen the UI for this where originally it was going to be like you walk up to the shop and the character portraits pop up.
Yeah, there wasn't going to be like interior.
This makes me feel a little bit better about what we're going through right now as far as the style goes.
Called pre-production.
Yep.
Yeah, the
Embrace-
thing is, it can end up being a wild ride, and things will change, and you'll have no idea like what happened by the time you're done. Sometimes the game wants to be a certain way, and you didn't necessarily decide that. It just kind of happened.
Kind of just happens.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
sure you'll find the same thing.
That is a
Um,
really cool. I like that.
Proto Woman.
Love that.
I
Great.
forgot about that drawing.
I like that design. We should, I don't know.
Do something with it, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know why,
not
but
just
it kind of
a-
reminded me of like a fighting game character for some reason. Specifically BlazBlue in this instance.
Ooh.
Yeah, hey, it's this. At least this one. It's that guy we see and never fight. Supposedly, potentially. We'll see.
I forgot about these.
It just looks like a dude in a costume.
A little bit, yeah.
It's so weird seeing this stuff because like I vaguely remember drawing it now. This is the key to bringing back my memories, guys. Everything that I've shoved down and
This-
hidden.
Yeah.
Glad I
This
can
is
help.
That's cool.
hysterical. I love this sort of like Sarah Connor, future fighter
I love
I
that.
do too. I had so much fun making that one.
You guys
Claudio
need
with
to do
short hair.
something with it, for me at least.
Was Claudio always a
I'll have to 3D model or something and post it as art.
was he always gonna be an otaku?
Yes.
Okay. It totally fits him. It's great.
Wait, go back.
This one?
Left. The Claudio one. Yeah, I just love the this is a design I keep trying to shoehorn into a game and it never makes it. The urban prep, I call it.
The urban what?
Oh, with the hood on?
Yeah, he's got the preppy like sweater, but then he's got a hoodie just thrown over his head. I've tried this in like 3 games now and it never
Oh, this.
sticks.
It's just a it's just kind of a weird look for a
That's a
video game
terrible
character.
look. But
Yeah.
how
But what's so funny about it is it's like the archer type character in every RPG with the hood on. You would have needed to lean into like the green color and go more.
I'm just imagining
Yeah.
if you guys had given somebody a toy bow.
Oh, that,
Like bow and arrow.
A
maybe
slingshot,
maybe
probably.
someday my dream of urban prep will become a reality.
You can always
I
I
dream.
do
It will. It will, Brian.
emaciated
We're gonna
Alex
make it
drawing.
happen.
And so he's gone through multiple body types.
Did you just say to me?
Yeah.
What?
Oh
looks
my God. I think
emaciated
my
here.
stream is just like behind. Like I'm watching it on Twitch, but I think I'm like behind by like 30 seconds.
What?
Oh yeah.
That's not how that should be. Hold on a minute.
I also love how Claudio has his old shirt.
Man, if that's true, that's really annoying because I'm supposed to have no latency.
Yeah,
Let me
there's
see,
some.
like do something. Put your mouse on BridgetAllenson.com at the top. See if it's live.
No, but shit.
Oh.
Hold on.
Okay. Well, maybe it is.
No, hold on.
Oh, I
I
didn't see
can
it
see
yet.
what you're doing now.
I'm doing everything but what I need to be doing. All right, so right here. So 1, 2, 3. There it is. On top of a. Is that live? Are we good?
That's not too bad.
I don't remember the last time I was behind like 10, 30 seconds or whatever.
I think you're good now.
Yeah,
blame-
you seem
I
to
blame
be good
Twitch.
now, or you
It's
did
Twitch's
something
fault.
that's lining up.
Yeah.
Woo, look at the cat.
We'll call it Cosmic Destiny. Cat? What? Wait, is there Dolly here?
Dolly was
Ah!
in,
Oh,
in
that
her-
cat.
her arm for a
Oh
second,
my.
yeah.
That's a cat. He looks perturbed. That's great. But the yeah, you guys
Oh, and that's the
definitely
old
nailed
room
the
too. Look at that.
You know what's not pictured here is the fact that I drew her with her entire skeleton showing in every pose.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that
that's
in-
tragic. I'm sorry.
The devlog.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you know what maybe you could have done though?
It was so fun,
Potentially
though.
is maybe had like a skeleton shirt or something. That might have been a cool little accent or foreshadowing. All right. We done with that? I don't want to just go back to the game before we're done talking about it. Yeah, that's really cool though. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Such a weird trip down memory lane looking at that stuff.
It really is.
Surreal, isn't it? I can't wait for my time. It's like, man, look at all this
You'll get there.
weird stuff.
But you know, JT, this is the fun. That's the fun part. That's the part that you should cherish working on. That's the probably the best part of making a game is that pre-production, you know, Schrodinger's masterpiece state, where it could really be anything.
That's one way
So
to put
like,
it.
don't enjoy it. Enjoy it while it's lasting. Because eventually
don't
your game
rush, you
comes
mean.
out.
And then it's a memory afterward.
Oh, I can't wait to see what kind of stuff comes out when I
Good
release
point.
this game. you know, making the first, hopefully, successful faith-based RPG that isn't just Bible thumping.
What if it was just Bible thumping?
I don't think it would go very well.
No, I mean like with like
You
an
hit
attack.
people with Bibles?
Yeah.
I don't think it would go very well.
It depends how many levels of irony you see in it. If it's
Though
just
I
funny,
might consider just having like maybe one or like I don't know like maybe a joke attack or something. I can't believe I just did that. 30 hits. Look at that. Who are the enemies in a faith-based RPG? Demons. It's kind of like a weird faction system that we have right now. We haven't totally worked it out yet. But yeah, obviously you're gonna have demonic entities. You're gonna have nightmares, which is basically like people's psyche. You're gonna have these things called aspects, which are basically like parts of a person that are trapped in a battle, I guess is the best way to put it, that can be attacked by the enemy. So we're sort of taking a more Undertale style approach where we're not just beating down the enemy to win the fight. It's more about interactivity and trying to do trying trying to really think about your strategy going in instead of just mashing the A button to win every battle, which is also why we're not really going to have random battles, because that would just be a headache and a half to grind for something like an item or levels or whatever, and have to, kind of like an Undertale where you you have to fight the same thing over and over again and do the same mercy stuff over and over again. So we're kind of doing like an in between of that and like I guess a regular RPG. If you've ever played Shadows of Adam, I guess I would say maybe that or like Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. We're kind of going for that sort of encounter rate, pre-playing kind of stuff.
Never played any of those games, but it sounds cool.
I have played Mystic Quest.
Final Fantasy Mystic Quest is Babby's first RPG. It's quite literally, it puts you on a railroad. This is not what we're doing, but it puts you on a railroad of enemies. You can't grind. You just fight the things right in front of you, and you beat the game eventually.
There's something charming about it. It's weird. But
It's not the worst game ever. It's not the best though.
it gets a little bit more hate than it probably deserves. Might not be the most interesting game.
Hmm. Well, the only hate it gets from me is the fact that it starts you off fighting a behemoth, and you can just straight up lose that fight pretty easily. I'm like, bro, this is the first fight in the game, and it's from what I can tell,
It's the
totally by
hardest
chance that
fight.
you win.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Let's see. Oh man, now I'm imagining those people who make Christian Bible parodies of popular movies and stuff. No, it's not going to be like that. Vince, you should know me by now. I've been in the Accord for a while.
I remember, Bridget, you had a hard time with Panda. Like you were never happy with it while you were working on it.
That seems to be a running theme in my life.
Just random drawings that you don't
The
like.
model probably doesn't give you a lot to work with, to be fair.
No, it didn't.
Oh, okay, thank you,
There's
Vince.
that one panda bear in front of a restaurant in New Jersey. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Maybe.
Brian and Andrew. Have you guys ever driven by a Chinese food restaurant with a giant panda in front of it?
Sounds
I feel
racist.
like I have, but I also can't picture it.
Well, every time I drive by it, I think of panda. Because it
Panda-
kind of looks like panda.
Panda Express?
Why is Alex's mom so hot?
Why isn't she? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Andrew told me to make her a MILF.
Oh, well.
They use those words? Because I know I specifically told Brian to make the alpaca. What was a furry thirst trap or something?
Yeah, that's what you said last
Something
time.
about
Yeah.
that. And I said I was already going to.
Yeah.
It's like, this was already planned, buddy. Got your back.
There's another bold choice from 1.5 that I told Vince about in in private, and Vince is wary of the idea.
Bruh.
But I'm excited to see how it comes out.
Aerith, no. Aerith, no.
I'm trying to rack my head.
Somebody pointed out that Alex's mom was voiced by
Jesse.
Jessie from Pokemon Solo, and she also kind of looks like Alex's mom in real life a little bit.
Wait a minute. What is?
Oh yeah.
I feel like I should try to break that up.
Michelle Knotts, very very nice woman.
She was so awesome.
She does
So-
all the mom game. She does Rory's mom as well.
She is just the mom.
I do kind of want to ask about that Eris cameo there. Like, any particular reason that was thrown in, or
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Whenever there is a blatant quote or obvious insertion of a character who doesn't belong, it indicates a break in reality, and it is something that Alex not seeing what's truly there and his mind basically making him think of a story so he can maintain his belief that he's the main character and to sort of like keep his psyche in like a safe state where he never has to question himself.
okay.
Wait, I don't want to. Obviously, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, so I'm not gonna like actually talk about it. But is everybody here watching WandaVision?
I'm gonna try to get on that in a week or two.
It's so good.
I've been too lazy to like acquire Disney Plus, so
Oh man, I've
You
been,
gotta watch it. I think Christina has it. You can get her password from her. She offered it to me.
okay.
It's so good. It's so good. You have to watch it.
I've been watching Cobra Kai, and the martial artist in me has just been ready to get back at it.
Yeah, we should just make karate a thing again, guys. Come on.
Listen,
Cobra Kai is amazing.
hear me out.
I liked it.
We need to make karate gang fights a thing again. I just, I mean, it sounds crazy, but
Can I be in your karate gang?
you can
I
be
just
him.
want
You
to
can be my
walk
karate
around
gang.
in a world like, show enough.
That's a reference.
That show is so good. That show is the reason I actually, like, last week went back and watched the actual Karate Kid movies.
I love them.
think
They're amazing.
I think the red and blue house dialogue is underrated.
A lot of the NPC dialogue is underrated. There's so many funny ones.
Okay, it said visit Michael's house, but she said Michael doesn't live there anymore.
I also love Michael's house has this giant flower on it you can only see in like a couple of camera angles.
Oh yeah, that one. But wait, that's not his house though, because they said it wasn't his house.
Notice how Eris appeared right before the location of Michael's house changes.
Yes.
There is something to think about there.
Yeah, he's got
His
studied
house
for
is
his SATs
somewhere
again.
else.
Oh, if you like stand next to his house is one of the best angles to
Oh,
see it.
damn it.
Right. Nothing to worry about.
See, that's half of the issue of skipping a lot of the dialogue is sometimes you just miss stuff, even with the hint system. Oh, here we go. The legendary journey.
Ah, yes.
I love the girl.
Yeah, so after this stream, you guys need to get on those karate gangs, all right? You can have I don't know what you'd call it, but something involving the word ack. I'm sure. Ack foo.
Boo.
There you go. I mean,
The Act Fu crew.
Nice. Nice.
ack is wacky.
I really like the interior of this record shop. It's probably my favorite location in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I like the little pixel art posters.
Me too.
Got the back alley boys.
Hey, look, it's Alex over on the wall up right there on the bottom right.
Oh yeah.
My favorite band, Ugly Duck, Sex
Sex
Magic,
Magic.
Treeborns, Rich City is also good. Is it Rick City or Rich City?
I think it's Rich City.
I also like how there's just dollars posted on the wall.
Okay, I'm gonna have to actually start paying attention to this dialogue. My initial plan was do dialogue, check hint, and that's just not working.
Oh yeah, so what do you do after that?
Leave,
Go
I
back
guess.
out. Yeah, and then you go.
Go to,
I think you talk to Bella.
see this?
See if she'll go with
She's in the
you.
arcade, right? I believe she still works at the arcade. I don't remember when she talks about the dead person phone. I think
That's not for a while.
okay.
The next chapter, I think. Or is that all in this chapter?
I feel like it's this chapter. I could be wrong though.
Long
I
ass
don't know.
chapter.
I don't read the text that much anymore.
This chapter is the longest chapter because I think this chapter has both dungeons in it, both Mount Town and.
Yeah.
Let me know when the next long-ish dialogue is up. I gotta go check on my dog.
Nice.
Listen, this dog is nuts. He's a little bastard.
What kind of dog?
He is a probably German Shepherd. He's the nice. There you go. There's the X's on the eyes. He he's the sweetest dog in the world, but he is just a mess. He's just a mess.
Cool. I will be back in 1 second.
Okay. And his name is Cujo after Jotaro Kujo, not the other Cujo.
Nice.
K-U-J-O, baby.
Couple comments. I might be remembering wrong, but one of the alternate Alex looks like Otacon. No, it's the one you're thinking of is.
Oh, I know what he's talking about.
Chapter.
I know which one he's talking about.
Yeah, Chris Neosi is modeled after him.
That's cool, actually. Did you get the idea for a lot of the Alexes from that, like just real life stuff, or?
I mean, most of them look like, Alex in the game. I think the only one who doesn't really is Alexander and the one who was modeled after Chris Neosi. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm pretty sure I know the answer because sometimes you get inspired and you just really want to pay homage to stuff. But the last, or I guess technically it's the battles before the last quote unquote battle. Any particular reason you guys decided to basically go the Earthbound route? I guess I would say. I mean, it's definitely different because there's 3 fights before you actually go into it. That opens the mouth, but I was just wondering if.
I don't think we were consciously thinking of Earthbound then. Actually,
That was
I think
my first
we
thought.
wanted a final dungeon there, but we didn't have time. We didn't have the
Mhm.
money to do it, so we did the closest thing we could, which was a physical space with bosses. Yeah, that was
Okay.
definitely something that we definitely hated at the time, was not having a proper final dungeon, but it was just the way it worked out.
Purple comment says I thought it was an Elite Four reference. I could see that.
It's definitely something really interesting.
All right. I'm gonna put this on autoplay. I'm assuming this is going for a while, so I'll be back in a second. Damn
We'll
it!
keep the
I just hit Y and it's over. Okay. Ask Valid.
Okay, I am back.
Welcome back.
What?
JT, if you need to pause, you can. We'll keep things entertaining.
All right. Yeah, I'll be back in a second. Sorry.
Yeah, you good.
Give us a nice
Good
screenshot.
framing, yeah.
I like those the change machines. Those are fun.
Oh yeah, I remember making those.
The ATM that's spitting out money right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's just frozen there.
Yeah.
Oh, the skee ball machine.
You know, it's a
Favorite.
wasted opportunity that it doesn't just keep having money fly out
It
and
would be
just
really
pile up.
I think, and then after an amount of time, you could actually just pick it up, and it's a set amount of money.
Ooh, that's a good idea. If I can squeeze it into 1.5, we'll see.
I love skee ball.
Oh yeah, it's the best.
Bridget. So like, you post about this on the devlog where you're like, you had the original designs for the character or the artwork for the characters, and you guys would go on to events, and they would ask why is it like slightly different than Brian's designs, and then you were like, okay, I have to redo it. Like, how was that making that decision?
Oh, why are you bringing up my deep dark past?
What? What did I miss?
Um, so like,
Oh, Michael, dude.
that's probably one of the reasons why I blocked out my memories because that was really traumatizing. No, it was crazy to be honest, having like all that stuff done. But I completely agreed with the decision in the long run. Like,
Why don't we stop in and check out, make sure he
it to
doesn't
get
hate
redone, and I pretty much hate everything I draw the second I draw it, just automatically, even now. So in a way, it was almost like, okay, I have a chance to redeem myself. Like, I did spend a lot of time working on all of that, but like, that happens. Like, I just want everyone to be happy and like it in the end. So I really just took it as like a second chance to just like, okay, just got to make it the best now and make sure that it's just the best right off the bat so we can not change it for a third time.
And that was
Yeah, I think you
what
did a
piece
really
art?
good job with it.
Yeah, no, they look fantastic.
Oh,
Thanks.
the
It's definitely
portraits.
more polished, like looking than the other ones, like the
Yeah.
taller concepts we looked at before. Um, I think I definitely learned a lot about just like coloring and finishing artwork in general over the past couple of years that I wish I had known when I was creating those drawings.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard to say. That's how I always feel about stuff. It's like, oh, if only I had known this, or if I had that technique back then. But you didn't get there unless you did that work to begin with. So it's,
Yeah.
you
It's
know,
hard.
every drawing that you do or any work that you make is like you build on top of it, and it's annoying.
But like
Wish
at
it
the
didn't
same
have to be
time,
that way.
it was annoying. Like at first, I was like, "Oh my god, what?" And I think more than annoying, it was like, how like what's the word? Like, I don't want
Well,
to say
you
it was a
feel
blow
like-
to my
aggravating,
ego, but
maybe?
it was like oh my god, like I'm a failure at life. Like every like 'cause
Yeah.
I have such
I mean,
low
there's like a huge
self-esteem
sense
as
of
a
loss
kid.
when you have to.
Yeah. Exactly, but I also like I'm so glad we did it and
Well,
got to,
yeah.
like,
I mean, I hope you don't look at it like it was like a failure that you didn't do it this way the first time, because I think that doing it one way helps like explore like other
I
ways.
think it needed to happen that way. Like there was
Yeah,
really
it's
no way around
unfortunate
it.
that it requires so much work before you're like, oh, I get it now. This is what we should be doing.
Honestly, just getting work like any kind of artwork like this done in the first place, no matter how good or bad it is, at least in my opinion, that's something to be proud of. I think
That's
because
true. I mean, there's so many different assets that were created for this game. I mean, like just a lot of work put into every aspect of it in the entire game, not just the portions that I touched.
I think we should see
right,
Robert.
absolutely. And there's just so many people who say they're gonna do stuff and who maybe fool with it a little bit here or there, and they just never. And I point at myself first and foremost. Uh, you know,
It's
so being able to do anything is it's really good. Yeah. Sorry.
You know, the thing is, art is a habit. It's very similar to working out or anything that you're supposed to practice. Like you literally have to make the time for it, and if you don't, you lose the muscle. And for me, like what I have, because what works for me is not going to work for everyone. I'll say that right off the bat. But for me, I've spent a lot of time recently reflecting on when I'm doing my best work and then trying to use just basic meditation techniques to figure out what state my mind is in when I'm doing my best work and when I feel most interested in creating and doing it well. So I can then take steps to be in that mindset more often. And when it goes well, I can stay in that mindset for weeks at a time. Like the short story that I wrote. I did all of that and almost all of the music for it Christmas break. So we took off 2 weeks. I wrote most of that music then, and I wrote that story in a couple days, but it was only because I was in that vibe where I just wanted to create stuff. And I find that when I'm there, I need to do everything to prolong it. And using meditation and paying attention to my own mind is a really good way to not crash and burn, and to be able to just turn it back on, because that way if I'm doing something and it's not coming out well, I have some sort of thing I can fall back to and go, well, what was I doing differently? Like, I don't believe in, like, the muse is being angry at me that day, or there's nothing wrong with me. And the more I pay attention to myself and my own process, the faster and easier it gets. And I think that you probably haven't done that on even a fundamental level if you're struggling to even get started on a project. Like, you have to already overcome that to be able to make a game.
Well, discipline, not just here, obviously. Like, I brought up martial arts earlier because it's what I used to do, 3 times a week, 2-3 hours. And if you didn't have that discipline, it showed, in more ways than one. And that goes for everything. And like you said, it is a mindset, and you have to cultivate it.
Another thing to keep in mind too is there's that theory of like, oh, if you tell somebody you're gonna do something, you get the dopamine hit because they're like, oh yeah, that's an awesome idea. So they kind of praise you already before you even do the thing, and you kind of lose your willpower to do it. It's like okay, we talked about it, so
Right.
like, and they thought it was a cool idea. Like, yeah, I feel good about myself. I'm never gonna work on it now.
It's just
I like
easy
what
to
you
forget
said, Andrew,
too.
about like the meditating thing. I'm gonna try that. I know for sure that I can't draw when I'm like feeling depressed or really down. I always wanted to be one of those artists that could like paint their feelings and like, oh,
Yeah,
I was so miserable when I made this.
I don't think that's real. I don't think that's real at all. I think that that's something that people. Okay, there's probably some genius out there who's capable of it, but even then, they can't be at their most depressed when they're doing it. If you're truly battling depression, like I don't like the magical mental illness meme.
Yeah,
where
I
like
shared a
this
whole
person.
concept I had with you related to that recently.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it so much.
I don't know that one. Magical mental illness. I'll look up the
Where
meme.
it's like,
I don't think it's a real term.
Yeah,
So like
he's just
here's an example.
commenting.
I have a diagnosis for obsessive compulsive disorder, and a friend of mine was like, oh yeah, the reason that you're so productive and the reason you can make games and why you can finish things is because you have like your obsessive compulsive works in this way that's really beneficial to you.
Oh, yeah, I hate that. I hate that.
Yeah, no, dude, you don't actually know how it.
So wait,
functions in my
I
mind.
should want to be like mentally ill in some way?
No.
I also
No.
think people need to stop throwing around OCD like it's like, oh, my OCD made me like straighten my bookshelf. Okay.
Hey,
Right.
not to interrupt, but dumb question. Do I want the strength 4, luck 3, or just the strength 6? Which one's better here?
What does my guide say? I think you. Honestly, I played most of this game with stock, like the original weapons you get.
Oh.
But I did write.
It's different now, right?
I think you're about to get,
Ultimate LP, yeah, you're right.
and that's the best item.
I don't
Well,
have
best
this
weapon
one though.
for
Alright.
Let's see.
Or at least it was back in, 1 point whatever.
Now that's what I call music. You want that one.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, because
the
I remember
closest-
Ultimate LP giving you like so many opportunities to get like 70 hit combos and stuff. Is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Going back to the art thing though, like when this game was finished, I had a few people ask me to do music for their games, and I was working on a few projects, and every single person wanted me to write Y2K music, or they wanted something that they liked about the Y2K music to be put into the stuff I was writing for their projects. But like for me, the joy has always been creating a unique sound for each game, and that's why Two Brothers sounds so different from Y2K. And like even though like I worked with 2 other composers on Two Brothers, it was still a sound that I was actively curating as the person in charge of the music.
Right.
And with Y2K, like when it came out, I felt very stuck creatively. I felt like it was the only thing that people would want to hear from me, especially because of how well the music was received. And the amount of, like, I got like 3 or 4 opportunities when the game came out to do music, but I ended up turning down most of them because they all were like, oh, we wanted to feel like the stuff you did for Y2K. And there was something really depressing about that
Yeah.
because it belonged to this game and the sound was created to tell this story. And it just seemed, it was just really
like
gross.
you didn't want to touch it.
Well,
Yeah,
it does
like
a disservice to what you created too. It's like, hey, I really liked that thing you made exclusively for your game. Like, can we steal it for ours?
yeah, like I probably
Like,
wouldn't
if
make
somebody
3D
tried to
models
hire,
that felt like
right? Like, if
Y2K.
someone tried to hire me to do something in the style of Y2K, I'd be like, no, that's not my style. Like, that's for Y2K.
JT, go to the bus stop
Thank you.
and
Because I was looking at the hint and was like, wait, I already did these things.
Yeah, I think that people won't understand that exactly until they see like another project from us that isn't Y2K and isn't Two Brothers.
yeah, I think you're probably right about that.
And then they'll be like, oh, okay, I see what they're
You
Yeah.
two got, or well,
hard to convey with just
all of
two
you, really.
games that are
all of you are very innovative kind of people, I would say. I haven't seen a game. I mean, this is really one of a kind, if we're being honest.
for better or worse. That's true.
For better or worse, yeah. Well, I would say for better. I mean, at the least, you have a cult following, and I think it's only getting better, to be honest.
That is true.
I think people can see past the bullshit.
I'd like to believe that this game has something going for it. Like I know it's not perfect, but I think there's something there.
Yeah.
I think that with 1.5, people will like what they liked in this would just be enhanced. So
I think if I had played this version at launch, I would have been way less critical about the mechanics. The mechanics is what I had the most
yeah,
issue
they're
with.
definitely fixed compared to what they were.
Yeah. And I think some people in the YiiK board had some pretty good ideas about how to help here and there, you know. So, and you guys did a good job fixing it up, I guess you could say.
Use a blue outline for Rory.
Blue outline?
Yeah, his line art is like blue.
Oh yeah,
Trying to
like on
figure
his
out why I
jacket.
did that. Yeah, and like, I just don't know why. I feel like maybe there was a reason, but like, now looking at it, I'm like, why? I should have just done another color.
Now I'm trying to figure out what blue inverted is.
Who knows, man? Who knows? It sort of looks like almost like the sketch placeholders before touching up a little bit.
It does a little bit, but like I know for a fact that like I wouldn't have exported it like that if it was incorrect. So like I
Right.
must have done it for a reason.
Yeah,
I
you just did it on
can't
purpose.
for the life of me why.
Well, as we all know,
Either way,
Rory
it's
is the main character in the game, so.
Well, they all use like colored like inlines like that, don't they? And maybe you figured it would show up the best.
I think they do. Like there's
Because
definitely
Alex has red on his shirt, I can see.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I think you're right actually. Yeah. Maybe it was like how do I put it? Like a theming thing, almost like FF10 sort of did with their sphere grid and whatnot. I mean, I'm not saying that was the inspiration,
I
but
don't know what you're referencing, but yeah, no, I think you're right. Maybe like Alex's color is like one like red, and like that's his thing, and then like I don't know.
well, it's even down there at his pants. You
I'm
can see
really
like the
hungry,
zipper.
by the way, I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I'm like loopy.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're about to wrap up, so you'll get to eat soon.
Was drawing them this way any easier than the way that you did it before? Like they're a lot simpler. I wouldn't even say quite not as detailed, but it's like not as.
I would say this was way harder.
Yeah.
Yes. I think it was harder just because it was something that didn't come totally naturally to me at first. It was something that like I had to like actively learn this new style and like take Brian's models and find a way to like pay homage to them without copying them completely. And whereas like the original concepts that I do were just kind of like, it was almost more like drawing fan art in a way, like, oh hey, like here's this 3D model, like now just like draw it and make it look cool. And that's kind of
I can see
what I
that.
tried to do and how it came out. But then it was like, okay, we need to like rein it in and make it more like, it needs to feel more like one cohesive piece.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
this was like almost more of like a struggle, like oh no, I have to step outside myself and like find something else within me to like bring this out.
I think one thing that's interesting is we started the game in September, like I think early September, and then you had finished everything by Thanksgiving, all of the character portraits, and we spent a few months just trying a few different options. But then by like April, you were done again with all the characters, so you did them pretty fast.
I did well. I mean, God, I miss the time when I could draw for 8 hours a day on one project. Oh my goodness. Like that's what happens when you have time dedicated to a project. Like, wow.
I
I just
can
think about it like
Yeah.
if all my
understand that.
40
Yeah.
hours a week wasn't wasted doing graphic design for an ad agency, how much more cool things I could produce in my life.
Earlier, we had
Yeah.
Brian had said, for better or for worse, this game is one of a kind. I just now caught it. Mr. Butt says, for better, I met you guys through YiiK, and I'm very thankful for that. And I can share that sentiment, to be honest.
Oh, well,
And
thank
I
you
think a lot
both.
of people probably do.
Thank you. I'm not
Yeah,
exactly.
and I think that one of the best things about working on all of the games that we've worked on is just meeting like really awesome people.
Now, while I do agree with that, I can't help but feel like the Ash Ketchum of game development, where I'm winning the badge through friendship and not
No,
through the
sure,
You know what?
That guy is like
Oh,
speaking over there. He looks
by the way,
ridiculous.
Mr. Papa, would you believe that the train station was never a playable area and that it has a save phone in it because that's what phones look like in this game. They have a save icon spinning over them. And that was a decision that I made.
I believe it 300%.
So I think
Yeah, you were never going to be able to walk around in there. But I'm like, you know what this needs? Like, it needs a phone because they have, phones. It's probably the only place I've ever seen a payphone like now is like still like on like those train platforms.
excuse me. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here, because I don't want to starve Bridget to death. Uh,
I'll survive. It's okay.
but
Yeah.
also it's hit 9 o'clock for me, so and I have to get up at like 5. So,
Oh yeah.
thank you
Well,
guys
what
again.
time zone is 5 minutes ahead of New Jersey?
What?
Broken watch.
Oh, there we go.
As always, thank you guys again. I know you're busy. I know you got a lot going on in your life. I really appreciate you showing
Well,
up
this was
on
really
this
fun.
humble little
Thank you for
stream.
having us.
Yeah, and you're always welcome
Sorry,
back.
totally cut you off. I'm so awkward.
No, it's fine. This is my outro sort of thing. But and another thing I want to say, for those of you who are here now, again, thanks for following me. Thanks to the follows I got last week. I'm now at 50. That's one of the affiliate uh, Twitch requirements. So that's just one step closer. All I got to do is do this consistently, and I think I'll be okay. So yeah.
Yay! Congrats.
I was actually gonna just say, I'm not sure if it'll be next Tuesday or with one of the following streams, but Brittany Lauda, who directed the voice acting in the game, is going to be joining us to do commentary and talk about the voice acting.
Yeah.
So
Will she be doing it in Bella's voice?
Came out.
And for
No,
those
she-
of
Oh
you
no,
that was,
who like Dr. Stone, she does a voice in
Oh, I
Dr. Stone
didn't
as
mean.
well.
Yeah, that's not what I meant. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that. She needs to use voices.
She didn't do Bella's voice? I thought she did.
no, it's Melanie did Bella's voice.
That's right. I even Googled that the other day.
Yeah, and it's funny. I knew she didn't too, and it just came out of my mouth.
It's
I was like, wait a second.
it's
we
kind of
know
I'm
that you
hungry.
know.
It's the
It-
triangle. It's
so
like when I write your, or your,
Yeah.
and because I'm just like, I know the differences between all of the yours, but when I'm typing, I just write whatever.
Yeah, just pick one.
but
Exactly.
yeah. So Brittany Lotta, maybe next week, but sometime soon it seems like. And she's
Yeah.
actually pretty well known in Funimation camps. She's done a lot of different anime as well as you said the voice directing in this game. She was also the Mallrats in this game.
That's true. She was. Yeah.
That's the one she did. I remembered that.
And she is female Alex uh in the alt world
That's right.
at the yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah. But yeah, that's what we had to look forward to. And after this playthrough, it seems like I have one or two people booked as well to do more game dev promo stuff, which is it's been really fun. I really
Awesome.
enjoy this. And the Allensons have been really easy to talk to, thankfully. uh, I've had an awkward interview or two, so you know. But
You
anyway,
know that.
go ahead, real quick.
Oh, I was just gonna make a dumb joke about being the Dark Souls of interviews, but I couldn't make it work.
No, that's not you. That's other people I've had on that podcast specifically, to be honest. It's like
Yeah.
when you
I
have an
hope it wasn't
introvert
me.
talking to no, it wasn't you. When you have an introvert talking to another introvert, and it's like just you two, and all I have is like this list of questions and some goofy ass comments about the game. Like it's a little hard
Oh
to
my
make
god,
that
you just
entertaining.
reminded me of the time I had to do an interview of one of the artists. He does like a lot of Capcom art, Edwin Wong.
Familiar name.
Normal artist.
So good. Actually, one of his drawings is in Y2K.
Really?
But yeah, it's hanging up on a poster.
I'll have to
The
look for that.
pirate girl
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
was
Cool.
in the yeah. I had to interview him in front of like an entire school of people, and he was really shy and I was really shy, and like both of our faces were beet red, and it was just horrifying.
Oh my god. Maybe this is an off reference. Has anyone here seen IT Crowd?
Yes.
Yes.
I love IT Crowd.
Okay, so you know which reference I'm talking about, like the dinner at Jen's house, where
Oh
where
my
the,
God.
the, the
I
girl's
actually
going, oh my
just watched
god,
that
talking, oh,
episode.
socializing, it's so weird, like that person. That yeah, that's what that reminds me of immediately. That's pretty much every time you, at least for me, that's like any time you talk to a total stranger, no matter how cool they are.
Yes.
It's just it's awkward sometimes for me again. Like some people just naturally come to this. I'm forcing myself through it. But it's been fun. It has been fun. Anyway, I want to go ahead and wrap up there so I don't keep everyone here too much longer. And again, come you know next time Tuesday around 7. I'm on 4 different platforms: Trovo, DLive, Twitch, and YouTube. And I'm debating on getting back on Twitter. So we'll see.
Don't do
We'll see
it.
with it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Yeah.
Unplug. Delete social media.
I'll just
Do
let
the unplug.
I'll just let other people plug my stuff. I think it's been working pretty well for me so far. So excuse me. All right. So yeah. Till next time. Later.